This is ridiculous. I'm actually in here.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Archie Hamilton Racing and to another video. Where today we are back at the Goodwood Festival of Speed for an epic day ahead. You may have seen there's been some rapid cars going up the Goodwood Hill, and one of them, which has been causing an absolute scene, has been doing ridiculous times up this hill. And today, a friend of mine who has been driving it, he is going for the record. And fingers crossed in this video, if all goes to plan, the record up the Goodwood Hill will be broken by the most mental car you have ever seen. And he's going to give us a tour, an exclusive tour of the car, why it's so fast, all the bits of details that you might not know, and we're going to see all of that in today's video. So let's get going and let's get seeing the car, because this is a serious machine.
Max, how are we?
Very good, good to see you. Long time no see.
Yeah, you're alive. It's still going well.
Yeah, all right, mate. Don't say that on the morning of shootout day. All right, but yeah, I am. Thank you.
So what's happening today is Max is going for the record in. Well, explain what it is, because I think that's what we need to talk about.
So this is the Mcmurtry Spéirling. It's a British engineered, British manufactured, fan-powered car. It creates its downforce through a fan system, which has basically the easiest way to describe it is a surfboard on the floor with ceramic plates. It's a 1 metre squared area. When I turn a dial on the wheel, it activates the fans and drops the skirt. At that point, the ceramic plates create a seal on the floor, and then it sucks air out of that cavity and shoots it out the back of the car, which creates a vacuum, and that vacuum creates 2 tons of downforce. So that nice fancy Range Rover this man's just bought is it's basically sat on the roof at 0 miles an hour.
Okay.
So yeah.
So 0 to 60 in how fast?
I mean, we say 1.4, we know it can do more.
It can do more than 1.4?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, tell us about the weight, the power, everything about this ridiculous car.
Okay, so it's not far off a ton. It's a bit less. It's 1,000 horsepower, and it's basically designed to have very little aerodynamics on the body, so it's as drag resistant as possible, because the downforce is coming from the fan. We've just recently added these. We did have a screen, but when we were on track dicing with a few other cars, I couldn't see, so they're new. The rear wing wasn't there when I first started test driving it, because it just was on the biggest problem this car's got is it's got so much downforce, 2 tons at 0, but once you get to about 150 miles an hour, an F1 car has the same, but then it starts getting more and more as it gets quicker. So when I go through Maggotts and Beckett's, I've only got 2 tons of downforce, but an F1 car's got a lot more. So on the high speed we struggle, but on the slow speed, I've got 2 tons at like 40 miles an hour, so it's like unplayable. Okay. So sub 80, 90 mile an hour corners and acceleration, this thing is actually unbeatable. An F1 car will not beat this car. And explain, so this is going to be legal for the road? Yes, we've just had approval for a DVLA prototype, which means I can drive it on the car as part of the company. We've got to make a few adjustments. We've got to lift up the headlights from down here because they have to be a certain height. Right. You have to put indicators on. But yeah, I could drive this away from Goodwood tonight. Okay, and explain, because you said a funny fact actually, that this is pretty much same level as like LMP2, LMP1 around Silverstone. Yes. And then you can drive home. Yeah, so the sort of USP of this is you could have it parked outside your house in Mayfair, drive up the M40 to Silverstone, do multiple laps at LMP1 speed, if you know how to drive it at that speed, maybe give it a charge and then drive home. There's nothing else I don't ever see coming on the market in the next 15 years that has that capabilities. Okay, and what's it like driving it here? Tell us about the thrill of what you potentially are about to attempt today. Let's not say you're going to do, because it's an attempt. You know when you're in school and you're bored and you're at the back of the playground, not playroom. Yeah, I know what you mean. Classroom, yeah. And you'd have the elastic band and you go like, who am I going to pick on this time? You look at the elastic band and then 1 minute you look at it and it's gone. It's like being in that elastic band. You're literally just on the start line, and as soon as you release the brake, within a couple of seconds you're braking for turn 1. And you're flat on the throttle, flat on the brake, and as soon as I release the brake it just goes. And it's pure drive. As I said, it's got the weight of your Range Rover on it, so the wheels can't slip, because it's also got traction control. So it is basically 100% torque. There's also no gears. So you put it in drive and that's it. It will just keep accelerating. And it's being pulled under by the wind. The fans? The fans are creating a vacuum which sucks it down. The air's being shot out the back. And that is why it has that
looks like stuff's coming out the back.
Yeah, that's basically letting all the silt and the fine dust out, but it's also got filters down here on either side, which when we're at Silverstone, after most runs, we empty because it's picked up all the rubber, all the bolts that you have on racetracks, but all the little bits are allowed to be shot out the back.
Ridiculous. Should we have a look inside?
Of course, yeah.
All right, let's have a little look inside and then we can see what it's all about.
One of the other USPs of this car is it has active suspension, because obviously if you put 2 tons of downforce on a car, it will just stick it to the floor.
Yeah.
So then it's got active suspension to lift it back up.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, it's quite a nice little, it's built to LMP1 standards, so it's got the safety head restraints,
Yeah.
solid carbon tub, seat fitted perfectly for me, and then...
And would that fit that? You would fit that to the customer, I guess?
Yes, and actually the customer car might be a little bit different for this. The door will lift up from this part here. At the moment, it's quite a small hole to get in, but we're aiming on the road car to have the door come down here so it's easier to get in.
Okay, and one thing which I am going to ask, do you have to be a certain build to be able to get in this car? Or can you be a bigger type?
It's quite a wide tub, so you'll just have very little seat, but there's plenty of width in there for most people. The pedals are fully adjustable, the steering column's adjustable. I mean, if you're going to own one of these, you're going to have it all custom made to fit you perfectly. But the other thing I would say is, like a prototype, you've raced a prototype,
Yeah.
They're all a bit shoddy inside. The carbon works beautiful. Get a close up of the vents on the dashboard. I know we've got Goodwood's wiring in there at the moment for the live cameras, but the way it's all been designed is just beautifully engineered.
That is just unbelievable.
And then these tyres arrive late on Wednesday straight to Goodwood. These are magnesium wheels, so they're super light.
Mate, it's absolutely ridiculous. Tell us what the stuff on the wheel's doing.
Okay, so this is the wheel. Obviously a quick release system. And then you've got pit to torque, which is just your radio. And then it's simple, up gear, neutral, and then reverse. These are not active yet. You can spin up the fan and make a noise and stuff. But on here we've got ride height. So it's currently in the up position for me to go to the grid. But when I get on the start line, I'll put it to 4, which lowers the car. This is traction control. You can have it off to do burnouts. An interesting fact, within 0.3 of a second of doing a full throttle on a TC off, your wheels will be doing 200 miles an hour. It's got that much torque. So you can make the most amount of smoke you've ever seen.
You are kidding.
Yeah, the wheels spin up to 200 miles an hour in 0.3 of a second. Then we've got a fan, and we've got the different variants. So that's 10,000 RPM, all the way up to 23,000 RPM.
So you can set your fan
Speeds for how much downforce you want. So we're obviously running 23 here. There's a fan here and a fan here. So it's basically like 2 giant turbos, and that gives you 2 tons of downforce. This is your power. So this is like, do you want 1,000 horsepower, 800 horsepower? And then this is E-Pass, which is electric powered steering. So around Silverstone, where it's quite physical, I have it on 7. Here I have it on like 4.
This is the best thing I've ever seen. This is like genuinely insane.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's very well
And what do you
engineered.
set it today? You set everything max.
Yeah, we're going to have max power, max power, and max downforce. Sit in it?
Can I sit in it?
Yeah, take your shoes off and get in.
Oh, can't believe what's happening.
Yeah, step 1 foot and then sit on here and then just work your way in.
I mean,
Yeah, get your other foot in first, maybe. Put your bum here and put both feet in first. That's it, and then put your feet down the cockpit and then pull yourself in.
I'm going in. Flipping hell. Mate, that is this feels like a fighter jet.
So on here you've got SOC, which is state of charge. You've got battery high and low temperatures. Your normal skirt down, which or skirt up is how much downforce, if the fan's up. Gear, miles an hour, and then all your projected lap times.
do you see a projected time?
Not here, annoyingly.
Thank God.
Yeah, you don't have time.
You don't want to see that.
You don't have time. Your eyes are on stalks here.
Oh, the brakes, just 2 funnels of the
Pad
brakes.
steering. Oh, not pad steering. This is your brake balance. Yeah, it's pretty simple, to be honest.
This is generally the best thing I've ever seen.
Let's lock you in there so you can get a full sensation of it.
Oh! This is ridiculous. I'm actually in here and it actually feels like a proper... It's mate, that's unreal. That is genuinely the coolest thing I've been in for ages. Oh, mate. Well, there we go.
And you're going to get out in 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh, it's unreal.
Genuinely, the sensation of it when the door shuts is like genuinely mad.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Cool.
Mate, thank you so much.
Pleasure,
Good luck.
pleasure.
Make sure you check out Max on Instagram, everything else. Obviously, ex-Formula 1 driver, very, very talented. And check out these guys. I'm sure you're going to be selling lots of them to customers and everything else.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully
and,
you're one of them.
I hope so. And yeah, hopefully the record gets up to date.